Yo, what's going on in the gym? Gonna get a little workout in tonight while the weather is good. It's pretty cooler, so it's better to work out at night when it's close to closing time. So I'm here with the roommate. She doing her thing over there. So I'm about to get on this cardio right quick. I'm a slim guy, 6'3". Like to stay slim and trim, you know what I'm saying? But being in that truck is real difficult because you're not eating the best foods and you're just grabbing stuff on the go, eating all kind of junk, but it is what it is. So this gym life is very important for me, and y'all too. Important for everybody. Listo. Check out how she just had to change. So we going for a little stroll on the bay, or the Bahia. That's what they call it. Bahia, bay in Spanish. She says it's good that I take time to do things like this with her because her friends, they into other type of things and they don't really make time to do stuff like this. Hit the gym or just go out and do something, you know what I'm saying? Walk around Central or wherever. Whoa, Wazam. Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy King LJ, man, and I'm back for the 2025, man. 2024 was a good year, and I hope 2025 be a better year. Matter of fact, we gonna make it a better year. You know what I'm saying? This year is all about getting to the bread, documenting this journey, and I wish y'all a blessed and prosperous year this year. I hope all of your plans that you want to come through, I hope that happen for you, man. I want y'all to travel more. Just live it up. You know, it's always going to be difficulties, always going to be roadblocks and things like that in life, but we got to maneuver through that. We got to get through the roadblocks and, you know, we got to take alternate routes, but we got to stay on our journey, you feel me? This is my journey of 2025. I'm here in the United States, living in my truck, building my business. So one of the complications that I face on a daily basis is going to be trying to eat healthy, man. There's a lot of food options out there over the road, but I prefer to cook since I'm so good at it. And when I can, I slide into a Walmart, buy some food, bring it back to the truck, and it's all good, baby. But when I'm here in Cartagena, one of my biggest complications is just navigating through life, finding furniture for my apartment. But no matter what, I'm at home, so I'm just living life to the fullest. All right, we're in Texas right now. The weather's fairly decent, 48 degrees, but we got a little sunshine, so that makes things better. It's a bit windy. I noticed last night when I was doing my 10-hour reset, the truck was shaking a little bit, so I knew it was gonna be a quite windy day today. It usually works that way. So we about to head on in, pick the load up. It's probably about somewhere close to 1 p.m. and we're gonna take this load from Texas all the way up to Colorado, baby. We like to call this the calm before the storm, you know what I'm saying? Usually this how it be. When the bad weather coming, usually where you starting, it may not be bad. It may be nice and calm like this, but once you get out into the elements, the weather just changed. You could go through like one small town, like you could check the weather before you head out and the forecast say no snow or whatever. And you could go through this one small town and they may be getting pounded with snow. Pass through that town and then everything all good. You know, the weather could be like this again. And that's just one of the crazy things about being out here. You know what I'm saying? There's always challenges. that you're gonna face being out here, being a trucker. All this for some McDonald's, you hear me? Was it worth it? Fucking right. Out here over the road, there are many complications. It can be the weather, the road conditions, the visibility, and things in that nature. So my ultimate goal, take my time, do my job in the safest way possible so I can make it back home to my loved ones, so I can continue to enjoy life and continue to bring you guys along on this journey. We stuck in the snow. Somebody help. So I hate being in Colorado. Oh man, it's pretty windy out here. I knew it was gonna be pretty strong, but man, not this strong. So guess what? Yeah. It's Sunday, so it's a beautiful day to be out here getting it, man. Keep them wheels turning. Like I said, the wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning. And that's just the lifestyle of a trucker, you know what I'm saying? Sí, todos los días, todos los días. ¡Ay! ¡Qué rico! Te ves muy hermosa. ¿Dónde estás? Palenque. Ah, ok. Sí. Qué bien. Hola, mamá. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. Gracias a Dios. Muy bien, en casa, muy tranquilo, tú sabes. No escuela hoy, todo bien. Claro. All right, man. Got my inspection done, got everything done, so it's time to roll out, man. So, about to get on this road. And as I was doing my inspection, man, I just thought about some other complications that come with this trucking life, you know what I'm saying? It ain't always peaches and cream, it ain't always gravy. You're gonna run into problems out here. So I initially had a trip planned to go to Cartagena next week. So I'm not gonna be able to do that because we had a minor setback. So one night I was driving, maybe like a few weeks ago or so, and it was probably about 1 something in the morning, and I'm almost finished my day. I had about 15 minutes left on my trip. And so I'm just driving, cruising, and a deer just come out of nowhere. Bam! Hit the truck. And so that messed things up. So I had to get my truck in the body shop. I had to pay $1,000 deductible. And on top of that, I was waiting for my truck, so I'm missing work. And so I don't like to force anything, you know what I'm saying? So I could have still took the trip, but you never want to rush into things because that's how bad things happen, and you'll end up spending more money in the long run, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to rush, so I just took my time, and I'm going to make my way back to CTG soon. I wanted to get back out here on the road and just do what I do and put myself back in my comfort zone financially, you know what I'm saying? And so you guys should look at it like that too. You never want to rush into things. You don't want to rush and take a trip because Colombia is always going to be there. Brazil is always going to be there. Thailand, Jamaica, Africa, wherever you thinking about traveling to, it's always going to be there. So never feel like you have to rush and take a trip. I know we meet these women online sometimes, so we want to get back, or we want to get out there and see them. Or it may be some women that we already know out there and we want to get back and spend more time with them. But they're going to be there, man. First and foremost, one thing they have to do is always respect the grind. They got to always respect what you got going on in your life. You know what I'm saying? They got to respect your hustle. So if they don't, kick them to the curb, man, because they only going to cause more problems. So always put yourself first. In 2025, we got to start putting ourselves first. We have to be a little more selfish this year. We have to be a little more selfish. You know, 2024, you could say 2023, it was kind of like all about the passport bros, and we was pedestalizing these women, putting them on high pedestals and things like that, and that was all good. So it's kind of like we was putting them before us. But this year, man, we got to put ourselves before all that, because all that stuff is dying down now. Things are starting to settle in. The women are not being as cooperative as they used to be, which is all good to me, because I could care less, you know what I'm saying? But just to let you know how things are going. So in 2025, man, put yourself first. Be more selfish. If you have to push your trip back, push it back. That's what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Because I got to make sure I'm all the way good before I return back home. You know, as bad as I want to be there, I just want to lay in my bed and just sit around the crib, not doing much, drink a beer when I want to, go out, walk the streets, go to the beach, see some friends whenever I want to, whatever. It don't matter. That's my comfort zone. I love it there. Just to be out in that weather, that 80-degree weather, man, it's just so lovely. Especially at a time like this, when you're out here in Texas and it's 40 and it's gonna drop to probably about 20 tonight or in the day coming. And where I'm going in Colorado, the temperature's gonna be about 18 degrees or maybe lower. Especially if they have a wind chill going on out there. And I'm heading out to the snow, so, you know, I gotta be real careful, gotta keep my mind clear. You know what I'm saying? You don't wanna have any distractions going on when you're hitting the road and facing these type of elements. You wanna keep a clear mind. So if you got a lady back at home, you know, you don't wanna be fussing and arguing. Man, just lock into your job, listen to your music, sit in silence, talk to yourself, gather your thoughts. Like, all those are good things to do, man. Like, you don't want any distractions out here. Because I used to be a trainer. I used to train guys when they didn't have experience, and they hop into this field and they have spouses and wives and significant others back at the crib, and they make life for these guys more difficult, man. I remember one time I was training this guy. He was a young guy, and him and his girl, they had just had a child or whatever. And so the girlfriend, she kept calling, wanting to know when he was coming back home. And this guy had just got on the truck, just started his training. He was in his first week. And that's all she kept asking, when you coming back home? When you coming back home? And man, you could just see the stress on this guy's face, you know what I'm saying? So as a trainer, it's my job to minimize the level of stress that these new guys may encounter while they transitioning into their trucking career. Because people back at home, man, they could really ruin it for you, man. Like, they could really make your job more difficult because they want to involve you with problems going on back at the crib. Ain't nothing you could really do about it, you know, unless it's a financial situation. Maybe you could cash out them some money or whatnot, but, you know, so it's my job to make them understand, like, man, you're not going to be well off doing this job if you don't know how to set those things aside and deal with them while you're not working. You know, when you have your downtime, you laying in your sleeper, not really doing much or whatever, that's the time you want to address those things. But you have to keep a clear mind, man. You have to be conscious of the road. You have to be aware of everything that's going on out here, man. It's a lot to worry about. And so if you let these women manipulate you and thinking you need to rush back and get home, or you letting the foreign women manipulate you and think you need to rush back overseas and see them, man, you're losing, bruh. You're losing. You're losing, man. You know, I know some guys want to maintain a relationship overseas, but, you know, you got to put yourself first, brother. You got to put yourself first. Trust me, I did that already, and I enjoyed that. And I was just sitting back looking the other day on the amount of trips I was taking to be with my fiance when we was engaged over in Cartagena, Colombia. And, man, I took some trips. I took at least 7 trips that year, and I was staying for a good bit of time, and we was traveling, going to other cities and things like that. And, you know, I was up. I was way up. And so as I sit down now, thinking about being on this journey and trying to get my truck paid off, man, my truck could have been paid off had I just locked in, put myself first, and used that money to pay off my truck. You know, it's good to take your trips and spend time with your woman, but if you want to transition into a lifestyle overseas, things have to change. You have to make sacrifices. And the biggest sacrifice I'm making is I'm going to spend less time in Colombia this year. I'm going to spend more time on this truck, more time saving up, more time tying up my loose ends on this side. And so I'm going to keep on funding my lifestyle in Colombia, you know what I'm saying? It's January. This is when the grind starts. This is when everything, you know, this makes the best of the best right here, especially in trucking. You know, if you can make it through these elements, once you get over into the springtime, things start to get better. The most you have to deal with is rain, you know, the winds. You may have some tornadoes may come out of nowhere or whatnot. But after that, you make it to the summertime and everything is all good, man. Like, you run. Like, that's really the time you want to run and get your money when you're in trucking. It's in the summertime. You know, of course, you want to take your vacations, try to beat the heat. If you're in a state like Texas, like I am, it gets real hot out here. You know, it's dry heat, but it still get hot. Man, this one is kicking. This one is kicking, man. But as y'all can see, or maybe y'all can't, 2 hands on the wheel, and man, stay in your lane, hold your lane, everything gonna be all good, man. Like, these the elements you gotta work through. You have to work through elements like this. When you're out here on the road, everything is not gonna be perfect. Everything not gonna go your way. Things are gonna piss you off. People are gonna get on your nerves. People on the road, people back at home, people on social media. So just try your best to just tune all that out. All right, just made a quick stop at the truck stop. I'm like an hour into my trip. I'm gonna get some fuel, but I'm not gonna fuel up too much because I wanna get some more fuel further north because they have their fuel treated, and that's important. You wanna have that treated fuel in your tank because when you go into these extremely cold temperatures, you don't want that fuel to gel up, because if it get too cold, that fuel gel up in that tank, shut that truck down, you're gonna have problems. So they have additives you could buy to put in your fuel to treat your fuel so it doesn't gel. But I like to get it where it's already in the fuel and it works out. Man, I just love technology. You know, this ain't like the old days where you gotta go inside, pay for it. You can do everything in the app now, and it's so easy. So we're gonna select our fuel pump. We're on 20, I believe. Yeah, it is 20. So we're just gonna enter the information. Of course, you have to link a card to the app. I'm at the Love Truck Stop, so they have an app. You link your card to the app, and they ask you information. You enter that information, and it's gonna activate the pump for you. So you have an option to select what you need. Diesel fuel, reefer fuel if you need it, DEF. So we're gonna get diesel and DEF. And if you wanna print up a receipt, you could do that too, or you don't have to. Go, let's see. Fuel is almost ready, begin fueling. See, and it tell you right here, after you put all the information in, pump 20 is ready. right, man, I'm gonna make a stop, take my 30-minute break. It's lunchtime, gonna get something to eat. It's a little late, it's close to 6 p.m. But I found this truck stop with a restaurant right across the street. I wanted to eat something pretty decent today. All right, man, let's go pick this food up. You feel me? Oh, shit. God damn. Boy, it's cold out here. I'll never get used to this. So we don't have too far to go. We have the restaurant here. We have the truck stop. We got more trucks pulling in. Feel me? And I'm parked back there, as you guys can see. So I'm gonna run across the street, grab this food, and we're gonna keep the day moving just like this, you feel me? I don't know about y'all, but man, I'm enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this. Man, let me put my hood on. Man, it's kind of freezing out here. Woo. Man, I wasn't ready. I was not ready. Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do, man. This is the truck of life. And this is one of the struggles of getting something to eat when you're out here in the field, driving the truck. There's not always places to park. So you just gotta make do, you know what I'm saying? But when you stay on the same route pretty much, you see places, you see things, and you just make it work for you. There we go, Golden Chick. It don't look too busy. Childress, Texas. Feel me? So this is lunch / dinner. We got some catfish here. We got some dirty rice. We got a roll. And we also got some wings here. Yo, what's up? Just pulled into the truck stop, so I'm taking my third and final break. If you guys saw outside the windshield, they got a little ice on the ground, so I guess it snowed yesterday or whatnot. But it's 14 degrees right now. The temperature has dropped tremendously. I still have to go up through the mountains, so we're probably gonna drop a little bit more. And I'm almost finished this trip. I have 3 hours left. I just stopped for the bathrooms, and I'm just loving it, man. I'm prepared for this weather. Got my big coat in the back, got my hoodie on. So I'm about to get out and see what this 14 feeling like. Gotta be careful out here, boy. Got that ice on the ground. You'll slip and bust your head. I done seen it happen before. Not me. I almost slipped a couple of times, but it didn't get me. Yes, sir. We getting it done, baby. We getting it done. Man, I haven't been in weather like this in a long time, man. I try to avoid all this, but sometimes you can't. You gotta do whatever it takes to get to the bread, you know. But all in all, it's still a good night, and I'm happy to be out here. So cold out there. I got out to clean my windshield and I could barely feel my hands, man. I had gloves on and everything. That's just how cold it is, but hey, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. So it's time to get back on the road, finish up this trip. Let's go. man, just made it to my final destination. The drive wasn't too bad, took about 10 hours drive time. The roads wasn't too bad, it's not snowing yet. The temperature got down to about 15 degrees, not that bad. I'm gonna let my truck idle all night so my lines don't freeze up. The lines freeze up, then we're gonna have problems. We're not gonna be able to move this truck. I feel good, man. I'm gonna get some rest and I'm gonna call it a night. I'll catch up with y'all later.